Hi everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, whenever you're watching this recording from. And hi to everyone that is on the call right now or will be joining us. Now today is the part 2 of the Gartley advanced pattern. We took time to look at the how you draw the Gartley pattern. We established the fact that you need to initially ensure that you find an impulse leg either to the upside or to the downside, because the Gartley pattern can occur for both the bearish or the bullish market. So you can either buy it or you can long it, or can either buy it or sell it, long it or short it, depending on what the market is given to you at that point in time. So we'll first of all identify the impulse leg, then you look for a retracement. So your impulse leg X, the first part of this impulse leg is called X. Let me do that. This is just a revision, by the way. I'm not going to go deep into detail telling you different elements. I'm just going to give you a revision of it. So that's X, and the top, the apex, is called the A, and the retracement of that XA, retracement of it, remember the price doesn't go in one direction, it goes and turns back and goes in zigzag forms sometimes. So the retracement is called the B, and this retracement must, using your Fibonacci tool, touch the 61.8. That's for the Gartley pattern. It means if you draw your take your Fibonacci tool and draw it from your X to your A, it must retrace to touch the 61.8. Let me see if I can see that here. Excuse me, let's just take this thing out of the way. So it must touch the 61.8. Wow, that was perfect. I didn't even see that. Didn't even measure it. So you see, it must touch the 61.8. That's for the Gartley pattern. Now, after that retracement, you're also looking for another impulse leg to the upside, or you can call that the retracement of that AB, and that should touch either the 38, well, between the 38 and the 88.6. What do I mean? Meaning, if you pick up your Fibonacci tool, you have to draw it from your A to your B, and then look for retracements of either the 38 here, or it can go all the way to the 88, but it mustn't touch the 100, meaning it mustn't touch A at any point in time. So it can go all the way from here, but at least it must touch the 38.2 and all the way to the 88.6 and no more. It mustn't go. It could go beyond that, but it mustn't touch the 100. That is, it mustn't touch A. So that will be classified as your Gartley, and that's your C leg. So I'm just going to keep it at the 61.8. I'm just going to keep it there. It doesn't really matter. Oops. So 61.8, or just to be on the to be rules, I'll keep it at the 88.6. So that's where that one would be. And now, to find your D leg, that's the retracement of your BC. Remember, this is your B, right? And then this is your C, where that's the retracement, that AB. So that's your C. Yep. I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible. So that's your C. Now, what are you looking for? You're looking for your D leg. That's the extension or the retracement of the BC. Excuse me. And that the rule says it must be at your, in fact, there are different ways that people trade it. This one might be a bit complicated, but I just want to see if I can simplify it for you a bit. Now, if you pick up your Fibonacci retracement tool and draw all the way from your X to your A, the rule says that your D leg should be on your 78.6 retracement leg. 78.6 retracement leg. That is what it is. Look at this. It should be here. if and only if you pick your extension tool, listen closely, pick your extension tool and draw it from your A to your B, then back to your A, and then that aligns with your 127. Then and only then will that level be considered a D. Yep, because as you can see, there's an alignment between 127 and your 78. Let me show you that again. You see, this was 78 that you found drawing your Fibonacci from X to A. Then the extension, just to confirm that, you can pick your extension and draw it from A to B and make sure that it crosses. There is a cross between your 28, your 78.6 and your 127. Now look at it. So it means that point is your D. Now, it's not every time that you will get this. That's like in a perfect scenario. Now, it's not every time that you will get your price action fall exactly on your 61.8. Sometimes it may fall below it. It may just close. It may just either close below, or just weaker or anything. But then, as long as it doesn't touch 78, because if it touches 78, that's a different extension or a pattern altogether. So let's assume your 61.8 was somewhere around here. Yep. So the rule is saying that, look at where your 78 is. Remember, it stays here. If you bring your extension and you draw it from your A to your B this time around, and your 127 doesn't fall in the 78 here, can you see it? Can you notice? You see, it doesn't fall on the 78. Rather, it fell at the 86. So you don't need that. You need it to fall here. But if it doesn't fall here, then that the 78 points is, and it means your D leg would be at that 127. That is what the rule says. So it means you must drag it down. Well, I like to drag it down. I like to see it at the 127 because then it kind of gives me a good risk to reward. It means I don't have a higher risk on this downside, because if you notice from here to here, it's not that the risk to reward is not that high. So if I was going to take 38 as my reward, then it means my risk won't be that great. Probably might be 1 to 1 or 1 to 0.5 or something, but you understand what I mean. So right now my extension leg is at the 27, and my Fibonacci retracement of XA is at the 78. So, but 78 is lower than 27, so I'm gonna pick 127. Sorry. Yep. So that's that one. Now, in some cases, it can have it that maybe this is just very close. Let's say something like this. Let's say your leg is like this. It's not exactly on the. Okay, let me delete the extension. So let's assume your 61 leg is just like this. It's not. It broke below the 61. Your B leg is just like this. It broke below the 61.8, but not exactly on it, like like we looked at initially. So what you want to do again is also find that leg to see where your 127 falls under. If I bring this up, so notice that 127 is closer to that 78. Because it's closer to that 78, I can go ahead and just choose 78 as my D leg. Why? Because the 127 is close to the 127. The 78 is close to the 127. So you can see. So it's okay for me to choose 78. But if it is farther from it, I would choose the 127 because it is closer to D than 78.6. I hope I have not confused anyone. but that's pretty much the case. Now, the way I like to trade this, I like to put, instead of me, because remember what I told you guys, that I trade, I don't buy by markets anymore. I trade on pending orders. So to be on the safe side, so I don't lose out, because sometimes it may not get to 127. The price may not get to 127 before pulling back, you know. So what I tend to do is I put two pending orders. I can put one. That is to say that if I had my 61 at this level, you know, if I had it at that level, meaning my extension here, my 78 is here. What I would tend to do is have my D in two places. My D will be first my 127 and also at my 78, meaning I will put in a buy limit here and I'll put in another buy limit here, meaning that if price comes in, it can take me into the market at 78. But then remember, you have to start out with small lot sizes. Then if it breaks below that and comes down again, it can still take me in at 128, 127. Then if it begins to come down, I'll win on both sides. Yep, I will increase my winning probability. You know, so that's how you trade that. Let me go ahead and just fill that up. That's how you trade that Gartley pattern. So you that like that, like so. Yep. So again, your target, you remember how it is. It has to be your 38 or your your 61.8, I presume. So let's see that. And how do you find your target? Real simple. Pick up your Fibonacci retracement tool and then drag it all the way from A to that D that you've just found. Your 38 is your first tag. Oh, well, this is so perfect. So this is your, damaged it. Okay, so this is your 38, and then this is your, whoa. Did you guys see that? I didn't even measure that and I got it. So this is it. This is your 38, and then this is your 61.8. Yep. So this is how you do it. Measure from A to D. Your first target is that, and your second target is that. Now, you can either take this as your risk to reward. Remember, is I said you should do at least 1-to-1. You can do that and then do that. So meaning this is your first target. Let me make that nope, I don't want that. This needs to oh, you need this thing to move. All right, so try and see. Okay, rectangle. I want to make this green. So let's assume this is my risk to reward. This is my first reward. I would make the risk a 1-to-1, meaning that if I'm going to lose 50, how can I explain this? I'm risking 50 to make 50. Yeah, for my first entry. But for my second entry, I can decide if I'm going for the second entry. So it means I'm risking the same 50 to make 100. So it's a 1-to-2. So my first entry is this. I probably enter this, and this is what I'm risking. I win the first one, and if the market keeps going, I win the second one. So it means if I don't win this, it means I'm only going to be losing half of that trade. So, but then if I entered with a mini lot size, I wouldn't really be bothered, because it's just probably going to be maybe if I enter with a 0.1, probably just going to lose maybe 10 pounds thereabout. So if I'm making 10 pounds here, I'm making 20 pounds, it has 30 pounds, you know, just for 10 pounds. So 1 to 3 in general. I don't know if you guys understand what I mean there. But as you can see, it is way below my X leg, you know, as you can see it. It's a few pips. Let me see how many pips below my X leg. Okay, this is on the higher time frame. Okay, this is on the higher time frame. But as you can see, so maybe just a few pips below my X leg if you're trading on the lower time frame. Now this happens on several time frames. It doesn't really matter, but the higher your time frame, you know now, the accurate your trading is. So always look to trade on the to make your analysis on the higher time frame, and then we go straight to the just analyze here. Let's go to the chart now and look at examples on the higher time frame on the weekly right now. Drop down to the daily to see. Now, just looking at it, I don't know if anyone can point out the Gartley pattern based on what we have identified earlier. I'm just going to give you a few seconds. If you pointed it out, just note it down on your notes. And then, okay, so this is it, the Gartley pattern. If I were to measure this now, remember you first of all need to see an impulse leg. This is an impulse leg to the downside. And then this is an extension, the retracement to the upside. Yep. So first of all, that I've already seen that, and I saw another impulse leg here, which is a retracement of that impulse leg, or I'll call it an extension of this. Yep. And then what again did I see? Saw another move. Although this is already complete now, so but then it's still very value as an example for us. Now let me confirm if this is actually correct. What do? I pick up my Fibonacci tool, then I draw it all the way from the top to the bottom, and then what you notice, yay, exactly, well, not exactly, but it is at the 61.8, which is a good to look at this for potential trade. So it is at the 61.8, although it broke above it, but it never got to the 78.6, right? So the rule says it mustn't touch the 78.6, but it can break above it and break above the 61.8. So this right now is good. Now the second thing is to find the second leg, which is, okay, let me just draw that out so that you guys can, X leg, and this is your A leg. Just reduce this a bit. Yep. So that's your A leg. Now, what leg is your B leg? Yeah. So now, what leg are we looking for? We have a B leg here. We're looking for what leg now? Leg, which is this leg here. We need this retracement. And where must this retracement get to? Remember, 38, or it must get to at least 30. Beyond your 88.6, it mustn't get to your A level. Already you can see it doesn't get to it's not at the A leg, so then I can see that it's good, fine, but then just to confirm, so we can measure it from your A to your B to find out where exactly it got to. And you can see it got to exactly to the 88.6. You see, 88.6. Got it. See, it is at the 88.6. That's a good thing. So I'm just gonna delete that to just keep it neat. So the next one right now is to find your D leg, because this is our A. What are we looking for? Our D leg. And remember the rule. The rule says you can draw your Fibonacci from your X, A, number one, and then look for your 78.6, which is this leg. As you can see, price got to that leg, 78. That is our, yep. Now, remember, we have two things to note. D leg. This will be our D leg if and only if when we draw extension from A to D, we must get what? Okay, remember, I need to come back to value. We must get the extension of 127 aligning with your 78. But if you look at it, what did you see? 127 is somewhere around here. It's farther away from where your 78 is. Right? Now, this is not very sweet because you could have missed it by just a few pips if your 127 was your D leg. Look at it, you would have missed this. It was a very good trade. I caught this trade, by the way, guys, and I posted this trade for some of us on various platforms, and most people got it as well. So I got this trade. I entered at this D leg, and yep, that was my trade there, 300 plus 330 pips move. So that is if your 127 aligns with your, then you can choose either of them. But look at it, 127 is up here, 78.6 is down here. So what do? We put two pending orders in at the 78.6 and also at the 127.2. But price never got there, but it filled our 78.6, which was a good thing. Yep. So that is our D there. We have a D there and we have another D here. Let's assume. Now, assuming this 61 price never broke above this. Price ended. This candle right here. Let me make this bolder. You see this candle right here? Let's assume it was 1.8 candle and we never saw all of this. No, this is what happened. This never happened. What happened? Let's bring back our extension. So we draw it from A, assuming this is B, yeah, and we bring this back to A. Notice what they change. Can you see? It works like charm. If Fibonacci extension is at 127, which is at the 78 that we had initially marked. Look at that. Look at that. 78. If I bring it down, just watch that level. You see? It aligns perfectly. Yep. So that means that for you to get that alignment, there is need for your 61 to the price to terminate at 61. Exactly. Before you can say that your D leg would be either 27, 127 or 78. But if it doesn't terminate at the 61.8 but breaks above it, what you need to do is to have two D points, either your 127 or your 78.6. I would have both of them together because most times price may not get to 127 before turning back. You know, as long as you have your risk in place, your your stop loss in place to protect you. So that is one case. So now let's assume we're gonna take that trade. Now I will draw out my pattern, and then that's based on what I see. What I see, and then what was the D? Somewhere around here. Okay, so that was our D. And then what is your target? What is your target? The target is real simple. Again, so pick up your Fibonacci tool, draw all the way from your A. Remember, this is your A. Let's put that in the frame. So pick up your Fibonacci tool, draw all the way from your A down to your D, like do that properly. So once you get that, the next thing you want to do is find your first entry, your first profit, which would be the 38. Your next profit, far away. Come on. Okay, and your next entry, sorry, calling it entry, your next TP will be 61.8. 61.8. As you can see, we slammed TP, hit this one, and we hit this one. To the risk to reward, look at what happened. If we had our risk to reward to be 1 to 1 for the first entry using this strategy, if we had it to be 1 to, just trying to make it align. Sorry, I love perfection. This is my first entry. Where is it? So let's assume that's the first entry. My risk would be this. Now look at that. Okay. First, my second. So that's it. As you can see, first would be, did he go there at all? He didn't even get there. This is this. Price never even got dropped massive down to my Eddie slammed it down to my I was tracing. I have a feeling that this might actually come back down, but it's all good. I've already TP'd and I'm out of this trade. So that's one example on Gartley for that trade. Let's see if we can find something else. Let's go. So I'm going to do another one for your H4. Let me do that. The first one I did was for the daily. Let me find another one for the 4 hourly. See if we can find something. You know the rule. See, need to first of all look for an impulse leg. Can we find something? Let me see. Impulse leg. Let's see if this. Remember, impulse leg. But let's see if this is going to give us a retracement of 61.8. Nope, that didn't go. So we're going to look for something else. Let's see. Let's just keep going. Again, remember what I said, that sometimes it may be difficult to actually see it, but once you train your eyes properly, you eventually becomes part of you. Okay, that would have been good, but then that's a 50. It should be 61.8. So let's see, can find any other one. Anyone, another one. I'm just trying to scroll through. I'm not really checking it properly. So let's see. Is this 61.8? Nope, I don't think it is. No, it's not even up to. Okay. So we can find another one. Okay, if we can't find anything on the 61, let's go to the hourly and see if anything comes up. Okay, so the 1 hour chart, what's there? What can we find? Let's see. I like this one. Let's see. Is it 61? Okay, it's not 61.8. 61.8. What about this one? Okay, that was close. It was a close one. Let's see. Yeah, maybe I'll use that one. So remember what I said, that it may not always be very visible. Now, This is because all of this has happened. You know, you're looking for price action that has not happened yet, so you can trade it. Now, if I was gonna trade this, now let's see. I just want to cheat a bit on this one because of. Okay, let's assume this was my. Okay, this is not gonna work. No, why this is not gonna back to the 100%, and the rule says this mustn't come back to the 100%. So let's see this one. This one is way more than 38. So let's see. Okay, what about this one? Okay, as you can see, I'm just looking at it together with you. I'm not looking at the charts before the session. So we're all looking at it together so as to find the legs we can trade together. So let's go. Now you might ask, so how do you notice it? Remember what I said? You're looking for something like this. 1, 2, want to see some price action like this, then something like this. This is what you're looking for. Yep. And then something like this. You know, that is what you're looking for. A W. Then you trade that. Or you're looking for something like this. So if you look at the market now, what you're pretty much looking for is this kind of leg. See the way it is, and then the pullback of that EB it shouldn't be like this. It should be like this. You see the difference? Same thing. That is what you're looking for in the market. So as you go through the price action, just be looking out for something like this, either a W or an M. But this second leg must be low, like this one. The second leg must be lower than this first leg. That is all we're doing. So let's see if we can find anything like that. It might take you time to see, but the more you look at it, the more it becomes part of you. So let's see if I can find anything. Nope, I'll use that one, it's too close. Okay, let's see this one. About this one. So if I pick it away from here, pick it from here. Okay. Can use this one. Okay, maybe we could use this one. All right, so let's use this one. Now, look at that impulse leg. Dropped. Came all the way down here. Look at that retracement. Where did it get to? 61. Yep, got to your 61. And then it retraced again. So you can see this. You can see this. You can see this. And then you can see that. Yeah. Now, this is with the benefit of hindsight. Again, when you're not looking to trade. Sometimes it may not have finished forming before you mark them out. You are pretty much following the market. Then when it gets to your D, you enter your trade. Now, let's see we were taking this trade. For instance, the rule says measure all the way from the top. Yep. So 61. Yeah. So this was I'm gonna take this as my 61. Yep. So it gets to my 61, then it falls back. So this here is my X. Yeah, because I'm taking from the top. Bearish movement, bearish pattern now coming from my A. Don't worry, for some of us that are on the platform after this session, so that we for that. So now that is my X and that is my A. I'm just taking it out again. Now, what leg am I looking for? My B leg from here. So my now, what leg am I looking for? How did I find my B leg? Because it is at the 61.8. Remember, it mustn't touch your 78. Yep. So when it got to that 61.8, what did you notice? It dropped. So from here, A to B must be at least 30. Let me delete this so you can see that. So from A to B must be at least 38. Did you get 38? Yes, we did. Got even up to almost 61. So remember, the rule says from A to B, the retracement must be 38 at least, or up to 88.6, but must not touch this A. Must not touch this A at all. So you could get here and stop here. So but right now you can see this is where it stops. So that's still good enough for us. Yep. So the next thing is to find our D. But first of all, let's label our T. Yeah. Like benefits of hindsight. For the ones that were created that we never saw the now. What are we looking for now? We're looking for the D leg. D leg will normally be where it's here, up here, so that we can find our entry. Throw it out here. Fibonacci extension. Find it. Fibonacci extension and Fibonacci business. Find your extension. Sorry, your treatment. Draw it all the way down to your B. You're looking for your 78 leg. Where is your 78? And see. Yep. Where your 70. Can see. But the second part of the rule is it has to align with your extension of your A and your B. So let's see if it aligns. Does it align? No, it doesn't, because my 78 is here and my 127 is here, because the extension has to be extension 127. Does it align? Look at 127. Look at where it is up there. It doesn't align. So what did I say? If it did align, then you can put your D somewhere there. But since it didn't align, you have to do two things. First, you have to put your first entry here and your second here. So you have two D legs. Now, other people say that you should use your 127 as your main entry because it kind of helps with your risk to reward. It is closer to your X than your 78. But the truth is this price may not necessarily get to 127 or turning back. So why do I want to lose the opportunity? You know, so what I tend to do is put my pending orders, two pending orders, so I can put one at the 78, put the second one at the 127. So if it enters me into the market. If it goes beyond that, I'm fine, because my risk to reward anyway is 1-2. So it means I won't really be bothered. I mean, I will still be in the market. I won't get kicked out if the market doesn't, it goes beyond my the 127. Now, in a situation whereby they align. What is the situation? The situation of alignment would always be if your B leg is exactly at the 61. I explained that in the previous example that I gave. Now, I'm going to do that again. Let me take this other one out of the way. Let me take this out of the way so you can see what I mean. Now, if this B leg that you're looking at, remember the B leg is here, but let's say this B leg was here. You will see that there will be a perfect alignment of your 127 and your 78. Let me show you what I mean. If I bring this 78 in here again now, let me draw that from here. You align. Look at this now. Does it not align with your, look at it, look at 78. This 78, right? Look at it, if I bring it to your A, does it now align with your 127? Yes, it does. So it means there has to be a perfect alignment of your 61.8. That B leg must be exactly at the 61.8. Just like we saw in this example here. Yep. That was why I explained it in this example. Some of us are just joining. You can just go in so you can get that example. Let me see. I lost my trade. Where is it? Yeah, this is it. So what I was trying to say is this. You can get 2 entries just in case this doesn't enter you into the market, this will enter. But another thing you can do is enter by market. Once you see that it is getting close to your D leg, you can jump into the trade. You know, that's another thing. Or if you want to do it on market execution, or wait until you see another entry opportunity, or what is it called now, entry confirmation at your D, then you can enter the market. Yep. So that's one way of doing it. We don't want to use pending orders. So we can go ahead and draw out the triangles. 1, 2. Oh, this was vague. 1, 2, 3. Then from there, 1, 2, 3. So that is our Gartley pattern. Now, take out all of the Fibonacci extension and so we can find our target. Our target would be, remember again, draw it from your A leg to your D leg. Your target would be your 38 and your 61.8. What would be your stop loss? Well, it's going to be a 1-to-1 from here. So just a okay, that's fine. Just, yep. So as for your first leg, on target to be that. Yep. So that is for Gartley. It's just not aligning properly. Okay. So as you can see, pretty much what it is. That is pretty much what it is. It's as simple as that. If you missed the beginning, please just watch the recording to see if you can. Now let me look at another pair. Find something already. I can see. Can someone just with me here? I think I saw a number of ones here. Let's see if it's what I think I'm saying. If I take my impulse leg from up to the now let me you see. And this is going to be one of those perfect examples like that I was talking about. So that's one. If we label them, that would be, I think I'm going to love this one because it's exactly at perfect. My leg here, that would be my what? My A. So this is my A. Now, what is the extension? Extension would be, that's where it got to. Remember, I don't know what it's going to be. I just have to measure it to ensure that I'm getting 1.8. Because the rule says, I see an impulse leg, the retracement or the pullback of that impulse leg must be 1.8 for me to consider it a Gartley. So an impulse leg happened, yeah, and then there was a retracement or pullback, and that pullback must be 61.8, which is what I got here. You can see perfect here. Yep. Now, the next rule says that the pullback of that AB that I've just gotten must be either 38 or between 38.2 and 88.6, meaning the pullback, my C leg, because this is my C leg, I'm looking for my C leg now. My C leg must be this level. That's from 38.8.2 to 88, but must not go to A, mustn't touch for whatever reason, mustn't go back to 100, you know. So right now, as you can see, it is at the 78.6, so that's fine, you know. It is still below. It hasn't gotten to. Let me put this for you to understand what I mean. So it means this leg must be between here and here. You can't even go below it, but it mustn't touch it. So it means anything here would have still been perfect. If C were here, it would have been perfect. You know, if it were here, it would have been perfect. But it got here, it's all good. But if it got low as this place, see, this would have been an invalid Gartley. So but here we're fine here. So I'm just gonna keep my C leg here. I'm taking this out just for reference purposes. So that is valid. So far, so good. Now, what am I looking for now? I'm looking for my D leg. And the rule says I can pick up my Fibonacci tool and draw from my X to my A. And when that happens, I'm looking for a 78.6. I'm looking for a 78.6. That would be my D leg. So it means my D must be 78.6. If I'm drawing from X to A, so let me just put this hypothetically. Now, and that will be very true if and only if my extension, when drawn from X to A, from A to B, equal to 127 that aligns with that 78.8. Now look at that, look at that, look at that. 127, if I bring it down to where it's supposed to be, can you see that it aligns perfectly with my 78.6, which confirms the rule I was trying to explain to us earlier, you know, on this one, that the reason that this will be perfect is if and only if our B leg was here. But if you notice, this B leg shot above it, so that's why we couldn't get 78.6, and so we decided to have 2 entry points. Now we have 1 entry point. Why? Because as you can see, my B leg was exactly at the 61.8, which made our 78. Let me show you that again. Our 78 and our 127 align. Yeah. So that is what the rule says. The rule says my 127 and my 78 must align. If they align, then that point is my D. But if it doesn't align, let's say it was somewhere like this. it means that my D would be either 178. We'll have two numbers anyway. It will be this and it will be, where is it now? Okay, sorry. It will be that and it will be this. So if I'm to enter the market, I will enter at this point and I will enter at this point. So if that's about that. But this one was a perfect 8.6 and my 127 aligned perfectly. So now I can go ahead and fill up my triangles. And then the next one. Just click and then click. That's my D leg. Now, to confirm if this would have been a good trade, what do we do to find our targets? That would be A to T. Yep. Now, for a 1-to-1 risk to reward ratio, let's see if this, remember, press 38, and then the next is 61.8 CP2. So now let's see if this would have been a winner. So let's say I enter my trade at this point. Oops, that's my reward. So let me find my risk. I would have lost this trade. That would have been a massive loss. What will happen? Immediately it hit stop loss, dropped. Yep. So this would have been a lost trade. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, you get the idea. Patterns, you get at least a 60 to 70% win rate for trading patterns. That's why you don't only concentrate on patterns. You have to, combine this with other strategies. You don't only trade patterns. There are people that only trade patterns, and they are fine with it. There are people that only trade Fibonacci and they are fine with it. But we tend to try to mix them all up, just to increase our chances of winning trades. We don't want to just concentrate on one trade and then one strategy using pattern alone, and at the end of the day we don't get what we want from the market. Yeah, so let's see. Because of time, I don't think I'm going to do more, but if you do have any questions whatsoever, can just let me see. Today was all about Gartley anyway, so if we on another time we're going to be looking at the different some other what's it called now, some other strategies, some other patterns. Let me see this one. Is that a 61.8? That would have been a good one. Yeah, it would have been a good one. Let's see if I can trade this. If you are with me, this is X. Yeah, this is X. This is what? This is A. Then this is my what? That's my B. My B. Why is it my B? Because it broke below. Well, it broke above. It should have actually been here. Now, if you look at this, do you think your 127 and your 78.6 that line? No, they won't, because it has broken above it. But it's still valid because it hasn't gotten to my 78. This is still a valid Gartley. Now let's see another test to confirm that is to measure from your A to B, and that should be at least 38.2. Did we get it 38.2? Yes, we did. Look at that. It broke below it. That's good. If this got all the way down to 88, that's still been perfect. So that's a good one. So the next one now, so we can write that down as next one now is to find our D leg. And what's our D leg going to be? Exactly. Draw it all the way from the X down into our A. And then look for what? Yes, that's the answer. 78.6. Which one? This one. So we draw a 78.6 at this level. Yep. As our D leg, this level right here will be our D leg. Right here, our D leg. If and only if when we draw the extension, it aligns perfectly, and you draw it all the way from A to B. Yeah. And then it must, your 127 must align with it. Does 127 align with it? No, it didn't. Can you see that? So where would your next leg entry point be? Here. This would, that would be your next entry. So if you were gonna trade this, this is what would have happened. You got your entry 1, 2, 3, and then you got another entry 1, 2. So that would have been one leg, one entry. Yep. Look at the next entry. Your next entry would have been this D leg. So if I had my, okay, let me draw this out as well. Probably another color. Let's make this another color. Probably blue. Look at that. Look at that. So if I enter this street, yeah, here, and the market will push up, then still enter me another pending order. Then I'll have two positions open. And then how do I find my target? My target, real simple. Bring my Fibonacci again from my A to my D, depending I want it to be from here. You know, that will be my first target anyway. So from that, where's my first target? 38.2, right? So I draw that out. 38.2. Next target. Next target would be 61.8. So let me draw this properly. So now risk to reward will be this would be my risk. So that will be my risk. And this will be my reward. I know these things are quite. So I can do that. Yep. So my next risk, reward will be from there. Excuse me. I have to just draw these things out to here. Yep. So, but if I decided to take my entry from here instead, still all right. My risk to reward. My reward will be here. My reward will be. So you see that this would be my reward if I'm using this one as my risk reward. But it's fine. I don't really need to do that because if you look at it, a few pips above that. For this one, a few pips above that, which is still good. I would still be in the trade, you know, but I would have won 1 to 3. Yep. So if I enter this trade, if I was going to enter this trade, I'll take one position here, put in my pending order here, put my second pending order here based on my analysis. And then if the trade comes into play, I would win this, I would get entered into the trade, and if it goes beyond that, it would enter me into the trade as well. Now, if you notice what happened, we won this first one and we won the second one as well. Again, this is with the benefit of hindsight, but as you can see, if you've noticed, if you've been following me, this has just been my advanced pattern analysis have always been a bit more accurate than most. Why? Because I have really taken the time to study this back to the different strategies, different ways of doing it to get a higher percentage of higher win rate. That is why I have come to find out that you don't necessarily have to, you shouldn't just look to enter only on the 78. Look at the 128 as well, 127 as well, because you can increase your chances of winning that trade if you put those two into consideration. Yeah, but this is just for the Gartley. Like I said, advanced patterns have 60 to 70% win rate, so you can't fully depend on them. You need to use other strategies so that you can increase your chances of winning every trade that you take in. There's no guarantee you're going to win every trade, but then it increases the probability of you winning it. Yep. So that brings us to the end of this advanced pattern Gartley. On the next time we meet, we're going to be looking at probably the bar pattern or the cipher pattern. Remember, I said I only trade three. I trade the butterfly, but not as much as I trade these three patterns: the Gartley, the bat, and the cipher pattern. Thank you very much for everyone that is listening. I'll see you on the other side. Bye bye.